Friend of me, any me. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me.
Welcome to another episode of Homestead Hero. Today we are going to play around with this Burris Oracle X. I've had my eye on it for about 2 years. Happened to walk into Vance's. They had it on sale for $900. When I looked at the website, it was $1,200. Then they had, I believe, 30% marked off that. So I ended up bringing this thing home for about $700. It's got a pamphlet that takes you all the way through the truing process. We're going to do that, and I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. There's a couple of videos out on this Burris Oracle X, mostly from Burris. It goes over the handbook and the manual verbatim. I don't feel like we need to do that, but for right now, we'll just talk about the sight itself. So the Burris Oracle X mounts on any crossbow that's got the rail up top. Super easy to mount, damn near fucking common sense. The battery goes in this portion right there. I'll tell you that from the bigger hands than most, I ended up using needle nose. I have no idea how I'm going to change this battery once I get it trued and it stays on here, because I barely got the battery in with it being off the crossbow. What this has is that through the truing process, you end up calculating the arc of the arrow. So this scope is going to be able to extend my crossbow range. With my old Halo scope, I felt comfortable with 30 to 35 yard shot. From everything I've researched on this should make me comfortable up to 75 yards. I'm not really going to be looking for that shot in the woods, but it's nice to know that I have it. So what this has is up top, that's a range finding button. So I put my crosshairs inside the scope at what I'm aiming at. I can hit that button. It'll tell me exactly how far the animal is from me. Or, I don't know if you can really see it, I have it mounted right here where my thumb's at. It has a Bluetooth button. And that Bluetooth button essentially allows me to look through the scope, hit the button, and tell me what I'm aiming at and how far away it is. The difference between this and the Garmin is it actually has a standing reticle inside. So I'm going to try to get close at 10 yards with this. We'll move it back to 20. We'll sight in the reticle at 20. And then we'll start pushing it back through the truing process. Hoping since it's shooting high at 20 it should be dead on. I don't have that kind of luck. That's what I'm shooting for. Of course it shot too high. Why wouldn't it shoot too high? That's all I got. Alright, let's talk about this thing. This is day 2 of me truing it. I didn't record it all because I have hours into truing it. You'll never believe it, but it was user error. I somehow set the first 2 truing pins without truing it, and it was working off of that trajectory. Now all I had to do was reset all of them, but it took me forever to realize that I had fucked it up. By the time I realized I fucked it up and skipped ahead in the manual to figure out how to reset it, this thing probably took me an hour to true. I trued at 36 yards, 55 yards, 68 yards, and my final was 78 yards. So I have 4 truing pins. The last 4, or the last 2 trues, the 68 and 74, 78, 66, whatever it was, those were dead on the money first shot. So let's review this thing. I like it. I don't know if I would ever take a shot at 70 some yards because the wind pushes it left or right about 4 inches. I suggest you use a sled, a crossbow sled, because you might be able to see it. But those are the 4 buttons that you have to use to adjust this scope while looking through the scope. And I think that's how I messed it up the first time, was I was trying to hold the bow to my shoulder with the reticle in my eye while trying to adjust the pin on the button, and I hit the wrong button. So the way this works, that's up, that scrolls up and down your menus, down, scrolls down your menus, right enters you into what you're looking at, and left exits you. So if I'm trying to true it and I'm trying to move it up because it shot too high, because you track the arrow and you hit the wrong button, it'll set that pin. I'm 95% sure that's what happened to me. Now, you can see this right here. That's a Bluetooth button. So I can hit that and my scope will range automatically while I'm in the shooting position. Problem with that, it's too freaking big. I can't fit my hands in there to press the button. I'm going to have to move it. I'm not sure where to move it to yet. It's got to be somewhere that I can reach with my left hand. They do send you Velcro and a sticky pad. Ain't worth a fuck. Zip tie it on. Yeah, that's going to be my next project. And my last project is back here. So my other scope probably sat an inch and a half lower than this one. So to shoot this, I can't put my cheek on it because I can't see through it. I have to use the touch point right here, or I'm going to have to put something here I can rest my cheek on and look straight down the sight. It's a minimal inconvenience because you do have a ton of eye relief with it. You can focus. You can't see down it, but my cheek's not on it. It's the base of my jaw. The inside lights up pretty bright. I like the standing reticle. I feel as if this is going to allow me to shoot farther with confidence. And that's pretty much what I was wanting. It does have right here between 1 and 7 magnification, which really helps when you get to those farther shots. But with the magnification, it takes out part of your reticle. So once you get past 75, the dot you're aiming for is no longer going to be in the sight. So you're going to actually have to kick the magnification back so you're not seeing it as well, so you can see your dot. Right here is where you mess with the focus, get it focused to your eye. You know, I like it. I've been intrigued with it for a while. I'm still mildly frustrated that I spent hours shooting and missing the target. I think I lost 3 arrows out there just because I messed up, but I had no idea that I messed up. I'm not a tech guy either, though. I mean, these videos are about as fancy as I get, and I'm sitting here in my barn in a recliner. I wanted the moose. So I hope you appreciate it. I hope it helps you. You got any questions, ask. The only one that I set was my first bolt, because that's the only one I'm going to use. Now, if I wanted to true it for a second bolt, I could. I'm almost scared to, because I'll probably fuck it up somehow. But it shoots just as good at 20 yards as it does at 74. Can't ask for much more than that. Thank you.
Angels been called.